Welcome to SpankOdds.
All right, let's talk about consensus line setup here. I have a column here called consensus. If you don't have that on your thing, you just go to columns book because you could add consensus here. It begins with a star. So if it wasn't here, it would be on the top. So I'm going to add it right here before my details. Now it's not set up yet, so here it is. Let's set it up. I go to columns, I go to consensus setup. I don't have any consensus line setups yet, so I'm going to create a new one. Now, what happens here? What's the consensus line? The consensus line is pretty much your own soup. You make a soup and you put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, pinch of this, pinch of that, and you essentially try to make it so that you have 100%, and when you total everything up, you kind of see, okay, this is the line that I believe is a true consensus line. So I'm going to just pick random, and let's just do this for let's just say for baseball and MLB and college baseball. Okay, so I'm going to just choose random numbers here. I'm going to say, okay, let's just go to arbitrary numbers. Let's just say I'm going to say 10% of my consensus line is going to be at Chris. Let's do 10% at Pinnacle. How about maybe 10% at Circa? 10% PPH, 5% trade wins. Let's just say maybe 1% Eagle just for flavor. I'll do 5% fives dimes, 10% South Point. I'm already at 61. I'll do 5% instant action. How about maybe 7% Buckeye? How about 8% Jazz? FanDuel, how about 3%? Superbook, 5%. Points bet, maybe 1%. Hard Rock, Atlantic City, how about 2%? Win bet, 3%. I'm missing so many other joints. I'm just trying to show an example, and let's just say bet online 5%. So I have that. I click save. So when I click save now, okay, I'm on first half. You see the consensus line shows up. We'll go to full game, and we'll go to the default view. So here's my consensus line. Now notice on my consensus line, this has no VIG attached because that's what the default is. You have a no VIG consensus line. If I, let's just say, went to just totals, you'll see it's over 8 plus 05, under 8 minus 05. That essentially did what everything that you just did made that soup. You'll be able to see what a consensus line is. And then you could use that accordingly. How you use it, that's up to you. This is just kind of displaying that, and if you think, okay, this is the consensus line, if I bet anything better than that, I'd have an edge. Otherwise, I might not. So you could look at that. However, if you want to attach VIG to that consensus line, you go to columns display setting, and then you just say, no, listen, don't remove the VIG. I want to keep that VIG on a consensus line. So I'll click that, and I'll click save, and now boom, I have standard VIG 4.54%. VIG attached to that consensus line. So now I can see, and you could compare numbers, market-based numbers with the VIG on there on what the consensus line is. Again, a lot of people like having a consensus line. If used accordingly, it could be a very valuable tool, and we're happy to provide that tool here at SpankOdds. Thanks so much, everybody.